Hey everybody, and welcome to Whyde Family Farms. Sorry I couldn't play. I'm having issues with Melon, and I don't know if there's like some kind of issue. It worked at first. I don't know if you guys can see or hear me. I'm hoping you can, but I'm having issues where I couldn't play video. I couldn't schedule my chat. So I'm just having a little technical problems. Every time I go and I can't even see the chat. I have to pull up the other screen. Every time I put my cursor over it, it blinks. So it's definitely a Melon problem. It's not my computer. So I don't know what's going on. But thank you guys for coming to Wind Down Wednesday. I really appreciate it. I needed this chat, to be honest. A little homestead by the beach. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. If you guys haven't figured it out, I am looking for members. So if you want to be a member of the channel, it's only 99 cents a month. And it's a drama-free environment, and it's so much fun to be a member of Whyde Family Farm. So feel free to hit that join button anytime during the chat, and you'll be recognized as well. And oh, I thought I had a list. Give me a second. Okay. So I have a list here of people that joined the carrot challenge, and I'm really hoping that this works tomorrow because I have a live. I'm interviewing Star Homestead. So I'm really, really hoping that this is all working again so I can schedule that so people can see that I have it scheduled. It'll be at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Hi, vouch for Whyde Family Farm. Good company. Hello, you can come up if you want to. Feel free to hang out. I'm going to have a glass of wine here in a minute. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that because, you know, I just thought I'd push everybody away or something. So there is the link if you want to come up. So I have the carrot challenge coming up. And so I have Sheepies, Garden State Gardener. I have Gardener Josh, Yosi, Gear, Star, Tammy, Ginger Ninja, Homestead Aquarius, Andy Bucket List. I have Will It Grow. I have Old Ways. And Blue Farm is entering her son, Carter. So it'd be Carter and Dennis. And I have Bare Truth joining the carrot challenge. Super cool. I'm excited to get this started. I'm going to work on that video tonight and get it out. I already have a song that I made like a couple years ago to it. So I'll make it up and I'll put it out there. I'm hoping that the video and all of that stuff starts working here soon. Yeah, it's still not doing it. So I don't know. I reset my computer too, thinking, but I think it's just a Melon problem and I already alerted them about it. So I don't know what's going on. If maybe they're doing an update or something, I don't know. It's hard to explain. When I put the cursor over the settings and the videos and all that, it just blinks. So I don't really know. Hello, Guardian. Hello.
Hi. Hello there. How are you?
Good. How are you? It's good to have you up here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be up here as well. I'd have the light on as well, but CR is going to love me saying this. But my lighting's really bad. Like, I'll show you for a brief moment quickly. Like,
Okay.
do you see how bad it is? Like, it's pretty rough.
It's pretty dark.
Yes. So it's the same as having my GP somewhere. But yeah, I really just I absolutely look forward to watching yourself and Star. I genuinely enjoy his opinions, and he's always got, when I watch as well, it always feels like I'm at home, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
It's got a very like welcoming kind of spirit to him, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just absolutely adore Star. I think he's a really good person. So I really appreciate him. So
yeah, that's good. We've also
hey.
got I don't know if CR if you would be interested in joining us as well, maybe.
Oh yeah, come up if you can. If you're
no pressure, CR.
If Melon allows you to. Sorry, there's just been some issues. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I don't know. I guess I can talk about it because it's not really political. So I guess I'll talk about it. Apparently, okay, so everybody knows about Southern Ohio and the East Liverpool thing, which I'm a huge I'm a huge fan of keeping it constantly in the news. I think East Liverpool, Ohio needs to constantly be in the news because they had the train derailment that really just dumped a bunch of crap on the ground and destroyed people's homes and drinking water. Like those poor people have to live in that, right? And they're not getting any help. So I think East Liverpool definitely needs to be constantly, we need to constantly remind people that that is still going on, that they're still fighting for their water rights, they're still fighting. And they just had a protest, a peaceful protest, maybe like a week or so ago. So let's keep East Liverpool in our thoughts always. Let's always tell people about it, as many people as we possibly can, so that the word can constantly be out there. Because I have a feeling that something like that is just going to die in the news, and then we'll never hear about it again. And we'll be like, oh, what happened to those poor people in East Liverpool, Ohio? We'll never know because the media has completely stopped talking about it. So there's that. And then apparently, not too long ago, there was a barge or something that just dumped a bunch of chemicals in the Ohio River. So people are having issues there. Prayers for Tammy's daughter, who lives in Southern Ohio and was getting sick from drinking the tap water at work. And it happened along the same lines. So we have to just be really careful and note that the Earth's water is really, really important. And I don't believe that we're running out of water. There's a lot of environmentalists out there that say, oh, we're running out of water. Well, water is a renewable resource. What we are coming into problems with is the fact that people constantly pollute the water, and therefore we are running out of water. So it's not that the
Yes.
water's not there,
Yes.
it's the fact that it's not drinkable.
Yeah, that's exactly the truth. Yeah, or salty. We are definitely running out of the drinkable water over time.
And so it's kind of scary. I know other countries, I know like other countries out there, they like Ethiopia, I know specifically had trouble with water for years. And their government actually put in wells for them, and we're doing positive things for that country because they didn't have fresh water and whatnot. But there, we don't usually have those issues here in America. So to see something like that going on, it's kind of really scary for us because those are not normal issues here. I mean, typically we just worry about the stupidest stuff. We don't worry about not having water. Let's just say that. We worry about other things. Like I don't know, not getting prescription medications or something. There's just other stuff that we worry about more.
Yeah.
So anyway, water is not typically something in America that we talk about that we can't get.
We're on a kind of drought ourselves as well. I know South Africa is always, if you speak about a problem, South Africa is like, yeah, we've got the problem too. Like, there's actually a famous quote from Mad Max, the more recent one from Immortan Joe, when he says, "Do not, my friends, get addicted to water, for it will take hold of you and you will resent its absence." So yeah, water is something that's very interesting.
Guardian, I thought you were going to say something a little more profound. Like I thought you were going to quote like David Copperfield, and here you're quoting Mad Max.
Hey, is there a difference?
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I'm a prep at heart. Of course I'm going to quote Mad Max.
But yes, Jay, that's it. Sometimes I have so much on my mind about what I want to say that I can't say it. So Jay, you totally said it right there. We obsess about first world problems versus the problems that we don't normally have, like clean air and water. Like those are things that we don't usually worry about that much. So yeah.
However, even though that is the case, we also need to understand that you can't like devalue the fact that like you guys experience the problems that you guys do, because it's about comparison as well. Like where if you guys are used to things working and things don't work, it's a train smash. For other people, like in different places in the world, some people are used to things not working, right? So like they're kind of, it's become second nature when things are just kind of broken, so it doesn't impact them as hard. Like in our country, we just, yeah, there's a lot of different things. I'm not going to go into details. You know all about it. But it's just like there are things that your person gets used to, fortunately. And you'll be
Yeah.
surprised what a human being can get used to. And it's not as doom and gloom as it could be, you know?
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, Jay just completely said what I wanted to say. So thank you for summing that up. Because sometimes I want to say something, but it never comes out right. Like, and I don't want to insult anybody for saying the wrong thing when I didn't mean it like that. It's not like that. It's just like I don't say the right thing that came out of my mouth. That's not what I was trying to say. So
We all
that's
do
how
it.
it normally happens. Because
Yeah.
I'm not like a poet or I'm not a famous speech writer or anything like that. So yeah.
You know, it is good to increase on our skill there. I feel the same way, Court. I could definitely improve. And I could definitely, I think I need to start reading more. That's something that I'd also like to do. And I think that would help with that. I think that like I could
Yeah.
improve, like, you know, on a linguistic level when it comes to how my speech patterns are as well.
Yeah.
Also, oh my God, so I noticed something where I'll have it on just for like a second like this, right? So I noticed something where what people will do is sometimes because of having like if I have and I will do it, right? I'll use big words to sound smart sometimes. And I'm being serious, like where big words aren't really that needed. And I think it has a little bit to do with my educational level. And I know that's I'm okay with it. I'm okay that my educational level is where it is. I didn't have further studies, and I think that if I had, I would have I'd be more articulate, so that I wouldn't need to use higher words like articulate all the time to sound smart. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
you like just to make sure that you're coming across as more intelligence and stuff as well. So I do actually I have reduced the amount of high volume words, like high intensity words, just to keep things more straightforward sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Completely. I don't use a lot of big words in my speech. I don't feel like I need to. But yeah. So but whatever. I mean, I am a person that keeps it real. So I just don't feel the need to like I don't know, mutter some
Did you see where
higher language.
did you see CR? He says elaborate more, GP. No, it's a problem. It is a problem. For some people, it's easy for them to like chat and talk, and that's very easy for me. And it's actually more important for me to learn to listen more than just chat. You know.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I have ADD, so I have a really hard time paying attention sometimes when people speak. Um, and it's not that I'm ignoring them. I just sometimes days off. So it's yeah. So it's not like I don't want to speak to that person or anything like that, but sometimes I just like, what did you say? And I'm not doing it on purpose. Um, yes, hello, Gardner Josh. By the way, I haven't said a whole lot hi to a whole lot of people in here, and I feel like a jerk. So, hello. There was P2E. Yosi was here. CR obviously is here. Thank you for being here. Green Granny is here. Rebel, and she's joining. What?
Hello,
Hey.
I'm home. I'm home now. I don't have very long because I'm on the phone and it doesn't have a lot of battery. But I'm live from the messy craft room.
It's all good. Well, thank you for coming in. Little House by the Beach. Thank you so much for being here. And let's see who else is here. Jay, thank you, and thank you for being a member. Susie Jacobson is here. Vitra, thank you for being here. I think I said everybody. Sometimes I tend to repeat because I lose track of the chat. So thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Blue is here. Blue. But yeah, so so what I said earlier, just kind of keep East Liverpool, always in your thoughts. If you live next to railroad tracks, try to think about that all the time because it could happen to you. So we have been extremely lucky because we did have a train derail here about 15 minutes from my house. But there was no chemicals on it. It was just a bunch of Jeeps and like cars and stuff. And it derailed in somebody's backyard, like missing their house by inches. So it literally, they're still cleaning it up. It took them about 4 months now to clean it up. They had to literally go in and chop down every single train car, remove all the vehicles that were, because there was like Jeeps and stuff in these people's backyards. Like they had to remove all this stuff, and it's literally has taken them months, and I'm sure it destroyed an outbuilding or of some sort. I don't really know, but those people are awful lucky it didn't hit their house, and they're lucky that they weren't in their backyard at the time because it would have killed them.
When I was in college, we had a train derail on campus, and thankfully it hit a building that was not used for student housing. It was the middle of the night. So it hit a building that wasn't used for student housing, but it took them a whole year to clean it up. And people were going in and stealing souvenirs from the train wreck, pieces of the train. So that didn't help with the investigation at all. You're not supposed, just so you know, it's against federal law to touch any part of the wreckage at all. No souvenirs.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't advise doing that. That is not something that you just do. So
but a bunch of college students, they didn't think about it.
Yeah, no. And yeah, there has been a lot of trail derailments and stuff like that in the news. Somebody told me that the media right now is really, really focused on it, that typically there isn't that many, or there's just as many as there ever was. You just don't hear about it. So right now, it's the main focus of the news, so you're going to hear about it more. That's why I don't really listen to the news that much. One, it creates anxiety, and I just don't listen to the news. So, but yeah, so there's just been a lot of derailments because you're hearing about it more. So.
Well, yeah, that's also definitely. Before I do mention something about that as well, I just wanted to say hello, Tammy. It's always good to see you, Rebel Kindness. Really friendly face.
Love.
Yeah, got all the time in the world for you. My wife and I are big fans. So I just wanted to say that when it comes to things like that, unfortunately, with the age of information, it does kind of carry across a certain weight that comes with it. And actually staying away from the news can be so good for your soul. I absolutely agree with you, Courtney. And I think if it really is big enough, you'll hear about it. It's good to keep your ear to the ground. I understand that and that perspective of things as well. But at the same time, like really, if something's that big, like guaranteed, as soon as people are in your close circle and you are connected to people all the time, somebody's going to tell you if it's big enough immediately. Do you know what I mean? Like keeping like it's not even keeping your head in the sand. It's genuinely like just having like a need and a requirement for your mental health to be at a good place. So like making sure that you just keep away from too much negativity and stuff as well is brilliant. What you do let into your mind has more impact than you'd want to believe. If you surround yourself with happy things all the time, if you surround yourself with more positive things, you can quickly alleviate yourself as well and feel a lot better about things all the time rather than have like almost a dreaded approach. And you'll find that people that do lean into more of your negative news on a more constant basis as well, they tend to have a lot more that they carry around with them.
Yes. Hey, what's up, Bushcraft family? Thank you for coming in.
What's up, Bushcraft?
Seriously, Bushcraft, thank you so much. And I know you always invite me on Fridays, but Fridays are always like the worst time for me. Like I try really hard to make your lives, but sometimes I just can't because I'm like either making dinner or there's something going on with my son and I can't leave him at that moment. So thank you for always inviting me. I really appreciate it. And I am sorry that I don't make it as many times as I should. So thank you for coming in and hanging out on the channel. So Let's see what else is going on out there. Old Ways. Old Ways is in the house. I love Old Ways. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you, Bushcraft. I appreciate you. Let's see. Here's the link. So if anybody wants to come up, they can. I do avoid political conversations that could possibly get me dinged on YouTube. And there's certain prepping issues that I will not talk about either because, well, we all know. We all know we've all been pooed by the tube. And so I don't want to get pooed on by a tube. So so there's certain issues that I will not talk about. But if you can come up, you can. And just chat it up with us. That's fine. Let's see. That's pretty much it. I didn't really have any other news for that. Yeah, Bushcraft knows. He's like, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. I didn't really have a whole lot going on this week. I did. I love you always. You're such a sweet, sweet woman. But yeah, so I have a lot going on this week because I didn't have power and stuff like that. And my refrigerator totally got screwed. So we basically emptied everything out from the refrigerator and the freezer attached to it. But my big deep freeze made it. So we're good. We are the poop troop. We do the pooing. That's right, Jay. That's right.
Courtney, I have to give you some advice for next time.
Sure.
Shut everything off at your circuit breaker except one thing that's like just a light. So you know when the power comes back on, because those power surges will just fry circuits.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Hey, Bob, I sent you the link. So if you want to come up, you can. I sent it to you via email. So.
Hey, Bob. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, people, I don't fall in the lines of a lot of conspiracy theories because I'm a no nonsense kind of person. So if something doesn't seem logical to me, then I don't believe it. So that's another thing. Like, you won't ever hear me really talking about conspiracy theories. Maybe when it like comes to Bigfoot or aliens or something, I might talk about that.
Ooh, aliens.
But as far as like government conspiracy stuff and some people, I've seen both ways. I've seen people just really go off the rails with it, and I don't relate to that. And I've seen people's houses where they are politically involved. And I don't know if you guys have them where you live, but around here, there's certain people who feel the need to write on their houses. So there's a couple of those conspiracy theory people in my area, and they have written all over their houses about the conspiracy theory. So at that point, I consider it a mental disability. It's a little too far for me, so I usually don't talk about it. Hey, Keith Kronk, thank you for coming in. I appreciate ya. Oh, I meant you saying that I was lovable. Oh, you are lovable. You're totally lovable. Or their cars. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. I have a funny story about that, but it was totally true. But it was just funny. Here in my county, we have this thing called e-check. And a long, long time ago, you had to pay for it. You had to pay, but you had to go and get your car environmentally checked before you could get your license plate or a new renewal. So it'd be like $20, and then you had to go get your plates. And on top of that, your plates are like, here they're like $80, $90 now, so it was like a lot of money to go. And then if your car didn't pass, then you couldn't renew your license, like you couldn't renew your plates. So a lot of people were like, get really upset about that because like if your check engine light was on, you couldn't pass. You had to go to the mechanic and get that fixed before you could renew your plates on your car. So it was a big thing back in the day. And there was this one guy, particularly in this county, he drove around a piece of crap car and posted all over it was e-check did this to my car. All over his car. I thought it was funny at the time, but not funny when you think about it. But he's like, because what they do is they put your car in some tracks and they rev it up, and then they test the amount of, what is that called? CO2 that's coming from your vehicle. They test that. But I mean, some vehicles are not made for that. So then they, could destroy your car or whatever. So, yeah. So the guy was driving around with E-check did this to my car. And it was kind of funny at the time. Thank you guys for coming in. I have Al. Thank you, Al, for coming in. And who else? Keith Kronk. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Big feet aliens.
At least the person had some initiative, Courtney. They showed initiative. That's what that is.
They did something.
Yeah.
They did something.
Well, here in Michigan, we have more people with Florida license plates than we do with Michigan license plates. Because if you're a senior citizen and you go to Florida for a couple months in the winter, you can get your plates renewed there for half the price of Michigan.
Yeah. It's just it was a big scam here because this is the thing. It was a big scam. It still is because you still have to get your car e-checked. Just now you don't have to pay for it. But it is a big scam in this area because it's specifically only in this county and a few other counties, but not in other counties, not in major cities. So in Cleveland and Columbus, where they give off the most carbon dioxide because there's a ton of cars, they don't test in those areas. They just test in our areas, which have less vehicles because we live out in the country. Yeah. So somebody died. And what happened was is somebody died and they left a ton of money behind and donated it to E-check. So what happened was is it completely paid for E-check for everybody. So nobody has to pay for E-check anymore. So that's exactly what had happened there. And hey, Bob, thank you for coming out.
Hey, everybody. What's up? Oh.
Hey, Thor,
yeah.
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Corky, I'll be joining. No icon, though. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. I'll watch out for you here. Thank you for coming up, Bob. Appreciate you.
Hey, there's CR, Yossi. Right on. See? All your good, stable friends are right alongside you, Corky.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Bob. Good to see you, buddy. You well?
I'm doing well. Yeah.
Nice.
I hope you and your beautiful wife and child are hanging in there, safe and sound.
Very much so, and that's the sense of my life. So I appreciate that. And welcome to the panel, Ultra Fair.
Yeah, I thought I was safe coming up here, but then Bob was saying about people being stable and everything, so I should probably leave.
Well, if you know me, you know I'm not that stable.
On YouTube, I've dealt with so many unstable people.
Oh,
I think more so in my lifetime. Yeah. Keith Kronk, I don't know. It says, "Hey, Whyde Family Farm, when you fish going to Dial's hair again?" What? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. My hair. What? You making fun of my hair? It looks like crap right now. I'll tell you that. It needs to get done. But I just haven't had the opportunity. I haven't had somebody to watch my son, and I'm not taking him into the hair salon with me. That would be a nightmare. Oh, so Ginger Ninja's in the house. Thank you for being there.
Say, Tammy. I've got some lumpia flavored popsicles in the basement.
And compost. I got your memo. You put compost in there so I can start my seeds. Grow life compost. Thanks,
I'm trying to set it up for you, hon.
Yeah.
So I don't have to lock you in. You'll just stay in there. That's even less effort.
Considering how many children I have right now in this house, your basement's looking mighty fine. With or without locks.
I believe it. Well, soon it'll be summer and they're going to be all outside running around out of your hair. Yeah.
We had 2 nice days and then we had 2 inches of snow. 50 degrees and then 2 inches of snow. What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is here too.
Mm-hmm. Seattle area is much like that.
Al, how is your iceberg?
The ice is after moving out.
Oh, that's good.
I was in your live today, but I couldn't stay very long. I wanted to ask you, but people were talking. I knew you wouldn't be able to answer, and I was only going to be there for a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's okay. You gotta just put it in caps, and everyone will stop and say, "What is they screaming at?"
Mm. Mm.
Well, I figured
What
I
are
could
you
run into
eating,
you
Al?
somewhere I could ask. It's not like, pressing matter for me. How's Al's iceberg?
Is that why your iceberg's not there? Because you're eating it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
Right here.
Oh, he's got popsicles in his basement too, Bob.
Oh
Uh-oh.
boy.
I have competition, don't I?
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to step it up.
I have long treats too.
You got to bring
I
their A
spent
game,
20
Bob.
I spent
Mhm.
22 out of 24 hours with Al the other day.
Yep.
Right on.
I'd have been
That was
all
a good
24,
time.
but I came in late.
That was a good time though. There was no dead time in that whatsoever.
Right
That
on.
was really good.
That's good. I haven't been able to do that, like go live for 24 hours. I don't think I physically can.
Yeah, you can.
I fell asleep
Yeah.
during his too, so it just happened that the computer didn't go to sleep, so I stayed in it.
It's definitely something that I've wanted to do as well. 24-hour live stream. It just seems like a really fun thing to do. But unfortunately, when you have like responsibilities, like certain responsibilities, like family and that type of thing, makes it much more challenging. Like it's not. Although if you do plan it correctly, you can kind of go like a Friday afternoon to Saturday afternoon, and it won't be too much of like a difference to the family. You know what I mean? Like you can make a plan.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way. You know.
It's all planning when it comes to doing a 24-hour live. Like that wasn't something that was just a spur of the moment. I'm going to do a 24-hour live.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it for a while.
I'm
Yes.
bribing the
Makes
kids with gummy candy to stay out right now. So
There you go.
Right on.
You might need to get
how
more.
much sugar do I want to give them for a 24-hour live? This is just an hour.
Smart lady right there.
Where did CR disappear to?
Did he bounce?
Yep.
It says he
He
lost.
He lost his connection.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that sucks. Hope to chat to you soon, CR. No problem.
Yeah.
Old ways, my ice cream man has me on speed dial, and he always brings treats for the dog. We're on a first name basis.
Well, I got long treats, fudgesicles, popsicles, vanilla ice cream, vanilla bean ice cream.
Ooh.
I love just like regular
I think
plain
that's
vanilla
it.
ice cream.
Yeah, I got the plain vanilla because what I does with the plain vanilla is I got applesauce, homemade applesauce from crab apples, and pumpkin sauce.
You had me a vanilla bean. Right,
Mm-hmm.
right now I have strawberry rhubarb pie filling. I've made it 3 times.
Good.
It's never made it to a pie. Every quart goes over top of a gallon of ice cream.
Nice. Hey, CR.
Right.
Yeah,
There's
my table.
CR. Hey.
You got it, Jay. That's what I did.
You have an amazing Siamese cat, brother.
She's
Really.
something else. She is. Thank you.
Wow. Incredible personalities. That's not. There's cats and then there's Siamese cats. They're so different in their mannerisms and everything. And if you've been around them, you learn to love them. Yeah, they're amazing. I love them.
Well,
They're really vocal.
she follows me around like a little dog. She
Mhm.
follows my commands and that when I tells her to get down or get out or come in or whatever. More so, like I've had cats my entire life, and she's got to be one of the smartest ones I've ever owned when it comes to following commands and stuff, especially.
I had
Most
Hey, Shawnee.
cats who says get down, they just sits there and looks at you like, yeah, right. She doesn't, she'll get down.
I had a ragdoll Siamese that knew more commands than any dog I've ever known. Sit, stay, fetch. It used to fetch toys, and I'd throw them and it'd bring it back. We'd play fetch.
Right
That
on.
dog I
That's
had
so
could
cool.
play fetch.
So you're welcome to look into this as well. But we did a bit of a rabbit hole like dive, right? And we found out that a lot of cats actually really do understand people. They just don't give a damn. They really.
True.
That is the absolute truth because you can tell when they look at you like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna listen to you. I don't care.
They're like, you're down here, we're up here above
She'll-
you. Why are you telling us what to do?
Yeah.
That's true. Yep. Yep, they really do believe that they're better than us. they bring us like little, sometimes animals and stuff because they believe that we can't hunt. Because they believe that we suck at hunting. So then they bring us like treasures from outside.
Yeah.
Well, she does the fetch thing. She doesn't go outside. But she does fetch, and she has her favorite toys. There's no doubt about that. But she does the sit and stay.
Oh, wow.
She has breakfast. She has breakfast with me in the morning. She really likes the marshmallows out of Lucky Charms.
Ooh.
But she doesn't eat out of my bowl. I can pour up my bowl and leave it there, and she'll come over and sniff it, and then she'll just sit down and wait for me to give her some of the marshmallows.
Oh, that's a smart kitty.
At the Amish store here, the Amish grocery, they sell just the marshmallows out of Lucky Charms.
Nice. Yeah. See, I don't have that here.
Smart.
Now, I did, one time I did take the marshmallows out of Lucky Charms box and put them in a bag for her, but they went soft. And she likes them when they're crunchy.
Yep. That's me with Peeps. Peeps are good if you poke a hole in the bag and you wait about 6 months to eat them. Then you can eat a Peep.
Yeah.
You can
Peeps
eat.
are nasty.
Oh, you can eat Peeps? Oh my God, Tammy! I'm rethinking that whole basement thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Stock up at Easter in about July or September. I'm ready to eat the Peeps.
Really you purposely make them stale?
Yes, I purposely poke a hole in the package and leave them set until they've gone.
Well, Tammy, I love you, darling, but looks like I got a whole bunch of popsicles to eat now.
Oh, there goes the compost. He's gonna.
There goes the compost. Garden. Everything's going. It's it. Yeah.
No Lumpia recipe. No.
You're a Peep eater. Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't eat them straight up. I gotta doctor them up. Doesn't that count?
Okay.
Yeah, totally not a Peep kind of girl.
The only thing I like to do with Peeps is put them in the microwave.
Do they bust?
They get huge. Put a Peep in the microwave and you watch it and it starts growing.
Oh my
they get
God.
like this big before they start falling apart. You should try it. Buy a package just to try it. Put one in the microwave and watch what happens to it.
My apologies to Canada for the United States exporting those around the world. I am sorry about that. There are better things in the States than Peeps.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have it on public record now that Bob.
I won't eat these, Bob. These
What's
are
that?
for the boys.
What are they? Oh,
Peeps? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh,
I did buy myself Dr. Pepper, and that's the ones I was looking for, but all I can find are these.
I'm sorry, Tammy, but you're fired.
They have Dr. Pepper Peeps. Dr. Pepper Peeps.
I don't know how I don't know. I don't like pop flavored things. Maybe those, like, I don't know if they still sell them. They sell those hard candies that are in the shape of a barrel, and it was
the
like
soda candies.
Those were good, but
yeah.
Oh yeah, those were good.
Peeps would be good on that Red Green show where you could see him replacing the shock absorbers on his car with Peeps.
Do you remember where he had the windshield wipers and they opened his door, his shed door, the windshield wipers?
Oh, I don't remember that one.
My brother had those on his chicken coop before the Red Green show ever came out. And my brother wore suspenders and he didn't get it, the reference. Somebody bought him red and green suspenders.
Right on. That's so cool.
He looks.
That is cool.
I told my nephew, I'm like, watch this. There's this TV program. You have to watch it. They've been spying on Uncle Jim. Watch it and see. They've been spying. He called me up a couple hours later. He's like, where's the camera hidden?
So, Rebel, here is the $1 million question. Do you age your Peeps in a cellar? And if so, do you can your Peeps?
Nope. They don't last that long.
Yeah, no. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good.
You could vacuum pack them, but that would defeat the whole purpose of making them get hard.
Oh. Door stops. Yeah. I remember. Okay, I was born in the '60s, and I recall with the prior generation, a Christmas gift that you got every year from different relatives was fruitcake.
Mhm.
People, honestly, I think the prior generation actually ate that stuff.
My
I think
mom
they did.
Well,
Your mom eat?
here,
Oh,
I know why.
gets it every year.
But you know
But-
what? They soak it in rum first. That's the only way they could stomach it. They soak it in rum. You're not supposed to eat it plain. You're supposed to soak it in
Oh.
rum.
See, my folks were not drinkers, so
Yeah.
yeah, I could see that. Turn it into a pudding with some
Yeah.
Custard.
Captain.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
along
Okay.
with Christmas
Yeah.
cookies.
No,
My
that
mom
makes
does
sense.
I'm
the-
sorry.
the fruitcake with the Christmas
It's-
cookies, and it's
I'm
Oh.
sorry, but up here in Canada, we're more civilized than that. We replaced the
think you are.
liquids in the fruitcake with rum,
There you
so
go.
it was baked right into the cake,
Okay,
so you could eat
then
the
I
You
cake.
have
also
to
let it
ask-
on
Okay.
fire for
I
a
have
bit.
to
You can
ask-
also let it flame for a second. Go ahead, Sammy.
Don't,
Okay, how many of you have ever been to Bermuda and had real rum cake?
Not
I
much.
Not
never
yet.
have, but a woman that I knew was from Jamaica, and she used to bring in rum cake, and it still had like rum dripping out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, yummy.
oh my god, it's so good. It's like it's like brown sugary
rum.
alcohol-y.
Black bread with soaked in rum and baked a couple times,
Mm.
Oh,
and then soaked in rum
sounds
again.
What she would do is she'd put the bread in the freezer.
Yeah.
She'd put it in the freezer, and then she would add rum to it ever so often.
Yeah, you have
And
to
then-
bring it out and you have to pour it
Yeah.
over, and then you put it back in the freezer, and you do that for 30 days before you ever frost it or serve it. Longer, you can make it up to 3 months ahead, and it's better the longer
Yes.
it sits in the freezer. And
Yes,
Guardian, do you have fruit cake in South Africa?
Pudding and stuff.
we absolutely do. We have a lot of influence from the UK, from the United Kingdom. It's also in
Uh-huh.
our speech. Well, you can hear some of the accent, like from the UK.
Certainly.
We have Christmas cake is definitely a big thing here.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas
No.
cake is still traditionally huge over here.
Mm.
Like it's quite big.
My
Although-
brother-in-law made some of that for us the last time we were in the Philippines. He's British, so I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
It's
all
so
those
good if
fruits
made
have
properly.
been- yeah, all those fruits have been soaked in those carcinogenic dyes for so long. I won't eat it anymore.
Mm.
That is true. You raise a very good point as well. It can be, but the thing is, if you do have like over here, we've also got a huge like we're really big on natural products completely.
Oh.
Like South Africans, like a lot of our foods as well, we try and get them either from like local groceries and that type of thing too. And a lot of like the food. So yes, you are right about some of the colorants can be extremely toxic. You're damn right about that. And one has to watch what they eat when it comes to
You're
that
not
too.
eating fruitcake, are you? Oh, I thought you were.
All right, Courtney, I said I'd stay till my battery died. I gotta go. I don't want to just
Okay.
poop out on you.
It's okay.
Take care, Karen.
All right.
See you later.
Gesundheit.
Love you all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Best to you,
Yeah.
Tammy. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Put my apron on here.
I figure I eat just in case.
I thought you were eating fruitcake. By the way, fruitcake.
I know. I was like, no, I don't have one.
My mom, man, she gets a specific kind. It has, I forget what it's called, and it has red and green cherries in it, and it is not good. It's something that you think is good. You want to eat it. You think, oh, this is gonna be good. No.
Is that yellow pound cake with the red and green cherries through it? Is that
Mm-mm.
what? No,
No.
that's not the. Okay.
No, comes in like a little briquette, like about this big. And I don't know. I forget what it's called, but one year Walmart didn't have them. And she was like, I need to get those. And I looked on their website. It was so expensive. Like, so expensive. I forget what they're called, but it was absolutely ridiculous.
Do you guys do truffle? Do you guys do truffle as well, Courtney?
Do what?
Truffle.
Truffle?
Trifle.
No, I've never heard of that.
Like that's something that's very like standard around Christmas time as well over here. I'm sure if you Googled it, you could bring it up, and it's a very interesting meal. It's a very interesting dessert rather, and they usually have it with ice cream, and it's actually like a spongy dessert with fruits.
Ooh.
It's amazing. It's so good. You have to make it sometime. You'd absolutely love it.
That looks amazing. And it looks like they make it in see-through. Like
Yes. It's
Yeah.
into a container so that you can see the layers of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That would
that
look
sounds
amazing.
wonderful.
Yeah, this one, it looks like it's made with Jell-O.
Yes, they all are. They're made
They
with
all are?
Jello's
Okay.
a very, very consistent item in it as well. And then it's got like a spongy cake. Oh, it's so yummy. There it is, right there.
Yes, that's the one I'm looking at.
You've got to try it sometime. It's so good, and
Oh.
it's actually pretty healthy because of the fruit content as well. Like because of the fruits and the dairy, like you're actually getting a good amount of nutrition in there.
Looks like it's made with layers of custard and
It's so yummy, I promise. You will not regret making it once. You've got to try it at least once.
oh my god.
I
There you
fixed it,
go. Rebel.
P2E, she didn't mean
There's
to.
a chocolate one.
She didn't mean to block you.
Yep.
I hid you.
Look how good that looks, man. Right? So good.
Yeah, that looks amazing. And by the way, my grandmother used to make Jell-O. It was strawberry Jell-O, and what she would do is she would shred apples and put it in it. So oh my gosh, it was so good.
This looks good, but doesn't it not look like someone very angry looking at you?
Yes, it does. Looks very mean. Bob, you're on mute, just to let you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear? I've got my propane stove going. Is that too loud or?
No, you're fine.
I don't even hear it at all.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Took a bunch of, as I've mentioned before, this place was neglected pretty bad for years, and there's a spruce tree in the corner of the yard, and like 10 or 12 feet straight up is all dead branches. So
That
I'm
apple
cutting.
looks good. What kind of apple is that, CR?
I don't know. You guys are just making me hungry.
Oh.
I just went to grab food. You guys,
My husband
like
knows that, like
apple,
ambrosia
apple.
apples. I don't even know where these apples come from. Like I have no idea, but it's called ambrosia. They are so freaking good. He bought me a bag of them. Usually these apples are like freaking ginormous. They're like $2.80 a piece. Usually they're really expensive, but he bought me a whole bag, but they were real small. And I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe you got a whole bag of them. Oh my gosh, they're so good. They're like candy. They're like I like an apple when you bite into it, it's hard through and through. Like when you bite into it, it's crispy, but juicy. It has to be juicy. Now I've had some apples where they're just mushy and they're mushy all the way through. That is not my type of apple. I don't know what kind of apples those are.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Or something.
Agreed.
But
yeah.
Those
Like
ones
the-
don't. Oh, go ahead, Bob.
Oh, the Golden Delicious they have a fantastic flavor, but they are those mushy apples. You know.
yeah, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of because I
Could
don't
be.
like mushy.
Mhm.
That's also known as the Golden Delicious, if I'm not mistaken, is also known as the Granny Smith, correct, Bob?
No, they're different. A Granny
they're-
Smith.
They're different.
A
Okay.
Granny Smith is primarily red with a lot of green stripes in it.
Yes.
Granny Smith are good for baking. They're not so good for just eating straight.
Yeah, they're
But
kind
then
of Granny Smith are kind of
It's like
tart
green.
too.
Sorry, Court, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
I
it's
messed
okay.
up.
They're just the Granny Smith is kind of tart too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like them.
All right.
My
Yeah,
favorites are Pink Lady. Those are amazing. Everything
think I've
included.
crossed that.
Oh,
So whenever I got them mushy ones, I used to use them and make something out of them, a pie or something like that, because
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'd rather have the apples crispy all the way through.
hmm
Yeah, I like a good crispy, juicy apple, not anything that's mushy or. And some apples are just not good.
yeah. It's one benefit of living here in Washington State is that's one of our biggest exports in Washington is our apples. Yeah.
The Washington apple. When I love Washington. I've always loved Washington State, and ever since I was like younger, like in 5th grade, my teacher made me do presentation on like you could pick any state you wanted, and you had to go like and act and book a vacation basically. That's what my teacher made us do. So I called Washington State and got a bunch of pamphlets, and I did a whole presentation on Washington State.
Okay.
And then my mom at the time she was a florist in a grocery store. And she got a hold of one of the produce people, and they literally got me an entire bushel of Washington State apples.
Nice.
So I passed that out for my presentation. It was like the coolest presentation I ever did. It was like so much fun. I got to book a vacation, the flight, it was all pretend, but it was like so cool. I love when teachers always ask me to do that because I loved doing it. So, hey, King Poobah.
A lot of agriculture in this state. In fact, the Cascade Mountains is covered with trees, but that's a crop that's grown right here in Washington. Yeah, those are all hand planted, and
I'm glad though, as I got older, my career, like I was in radio, and at the time, Seattle, Washington for radio was like number one, and that's where I wanted to go. I'm glad that I didn't do that. Just for the fact that I see how Washington is and Seattle is now, and I think I would have been way over my head as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
You like Gala apples? Yeah, those are really good apples.
Those are nice. Yeah.
Everybody always wants the Honey Crisp.
Those are similar to Pink Lady.
Are they?
Similar. Yeah. Similar. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the crisp, the Honey Crisp.
There was a Samoan lady that worked in the cafeteria at Boeing, and she's the one who turned me on to the Pink Ladies. And I tell you, if every time I get a chance, I buy a half a dozen of them. And they are just killer.
So I just had a thought. Now this is literally comparing apples to oranges. But what do you think about the blood oranges?
They're different. I was really shocked one time. My mother-in-law got us a fruit basket, and she bought us all these little teeny oranges. And we opened them up, and they were red inside. And I was like, what are these? Like, it has to be a blood orange. My son wouldn't eat it because it was red.
I've had a bag of those. I had them one time before, and they were so good. It was amazing. And then so I said, okay, next time I see them, I'm going to get them. But the next time I seen them, I think it might have been a different brand or something. They were not.
Yeah. And probably
they were dry
too. It's like they are not exactly in your area either. So it depends on where they're shipped from,
They're definitely not from my area.
Yeah.
Be hard to get citrus to grow up in Canada.
Just a teeny bit, yeah.
I love the apple Floridian, just an FYI. Yeah. I don't like some candy apples, but I love whatever that hard red stuff is on the outside of those candy apples. I don't know what that is. It's candy of some sort. It's hard, but it's wonderful. And with an apple, it's fabulous.
The best way, if you can get that package of stuff for making the candy apples, the best way to do is actually slice the apples up so it's in bite-sized pieces and do them in. It's way better.
I don't think I've tried it like that. I've tried them at like obviously fairgrounds and that type of thing, right? But I don't think I've actually tried them where they've been like in that kind of way. Do you know what I mean? Like where they've actually been sliced up. That sounds really good.
Yep, it is, because it's easier to eat it too, because you're not trying to bite into this big hard candy apple. You can just pick them up and bite them.
Yummy. Yeah, a lot of people probably can't because of teeth and whatnot. Oh, because you're allergic to red. You're allergic to the red dye. That's why always.
There's an oddity here. I recall the older generation would always peel every apple they ate. They all had a pocket knife and they would peel all their apples. I know a lot of them had false teeth, so perhaps that played into it, but that seemed to be real common with my prior generation here. I don't, man. I go right through it. I just get after it.
Yeah.
It depends on my mood. A lot of times I'll peel them.
I don't know what it's called, but my husband bought these. They're fall. Well, I don't know what the specific name of the apple was, but on the package it just said fall apple. and it says a hint of cinnamon and caramel, right? And they're not dipped in that, but when you bite into it, it tastes like there's cinnamon in it. It's just like a regular fall apple. It is really good. He bought a whole bag of those.
That's weird. I've never
Yeah.
heard of that.
It is.
I've never heard of those before, but they're really good.
Yeah,
I
there's
was-
something to. Sorry, Bob. I was just
No,
going to
go-
add.
go
Ice
ahead.
cream is such an amazing complementary side to having like apple pie as well. There, like if it's
Oh,
warm
yeah.
as well, that kind of combination between that warm and then the cold as well. Oh, it's so yummy. It just adds flavor in a way. Sorry, you wanted to say, Bob?
Oh, I was considering planting apple trees here, but we're not going to be here forever. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Apple
uh,
trees take
Mhm.
long
Mhm.
a
time.
long time. They're a slow grower. Yeah.
That kind of sucks. You can't find like maybe a more mature tree or something that's a hybrid that is like they have those trees out now where it's like it's multiple trees in one,
Yes.
where they're all wind together.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
Yeah, that's
something
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Also, when it comes to older trees, so at my cousin's place, he has a very old avocado tree, and what's interesting is that I think it's either the female or the male avocado tree that bears the fruit. I think it's the female one, if I'm not mistaken. And then he has a neighbor that has the male avocado tree. And when you have a male avocado tree near the female avocado tree, it encourages the female avocado tree to produce a lot more fruit as well. So what ends up happening is he has this very ancient, like old avocado tree, and because of its age, it just produces a phenomenal amount of avocados,
Oh
and
my
they're
God.
really big too. So they're giant avocados, and they've got a small pip and a really big avo. So it's just the most amazing thing. If you're into avocados, if you enjoy them, and they're
Now,
extremely
I'm-
nutritious too.
I'm not into avocados, but I'm curious about them. Is that something that you can harvest and then like freeze? Can you freeze them?
Well, the thing is, there's a lot of different things that you can make with them, but essentially, they have a shelf life. I wonder about freezing them as well. I wouldn't be too surprised. That's actually a very good question, because I know that their shelf life is not too grandeur in any way. Like you leave them on the shelf for a couple of days, like 2-3
Yeah.
days, they'll turn black and they turn like, where you can't really use them as much anymore either. But then I wonder about freezing them. I should definitely look
Yeah.
into that.
Or if they're more like a banana and you can't really freeze them. I mean, like, I don't know. I love, you know what? I don't really like guacamole that much, but guacamole. My God, I can't talk. I don't like avocados that much, but I love guacamole. And I think I like guacamole so much is because it's mixed with everything else. There's like onions and there's other stuff mixed in with it. And I think that's why. But just to eat a plain piece of avocado, that is not.
No, you have it like what you do is you get a nice a seeded whole wheat bread, and then you take a nice seeded whole wheat bread and you make a toast with it, like a nice warm toast, and then you get proper butter, not margarine. Like you get nice butter, and you spread the nice butter, thin layer of butter, put the avocado on, and then you put a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and then you maybe a little bit of lemon, just a dash of lemon on the top of that as well, and then you have a slice of that. It's really, really good.
We're making
Sounds
CR
like it.
really hungry. Bananas, apples.
I'm going bananas over the food now.
Sorry. But yeah, I just, here we have a Dunkin' Donuts, and you can go through the drive-through and order avocado toast for breakfast. I think that is so weird. I just
Try some
Do that.
avocado slices on a bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich with sourdough bread, lightly toasted.
Yes, you see, Bob gets it. Bob understands. He knows the way. He's well-versed in avocado.
Now
Like,
I'm
the thing
hungry.
is, I can't believe that with the whole freezing thing, because I was looking into it, obviously researching it as soon as you mentioned freezing them, and that's actually a method that I was not even aware of as well. Like freezing them, it seems like you genuinely can, and I'm absolutely going to speak to my cousin about doing that if he doesn't do so already, because I haven't had a conversation about anybody. I would definitely know that fact that you can freeze avocados to prolong their life. That's incredible. I'm so astounded by that. I know it's not a big thing, but for me it really is. Like I love learning stuff like that.
Oh, I'd
Tammy
be.
wants to know if that sandwich is available in the basement.
Yes. Special for you, Tammy. Yeah. Yep. Gardening tools, compost, popsicles. Yeah. I want you to stay there. I don't want to have to lock you up. I want you to stay there voluntarily. We're even going to set you up with some Wi-Fi, some cable TV, everything you want.
All right. The Bob. Okay, I already read that. Apple pie is the apple. Oh no. Garden State Gardener, if apple pie was in the basement, I don't think he's gonna kidnap you. He's just partial to the ladies. So
very much, yeah. Very much.
Even if apple pie was in the basement, I don't think you're gonna get any apple pie. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I get
He only has the ladies in the basement.
Oh,
and
girls only.
Wi-Fi.
Girls only.
Sorry.
Females are very stubborn, but they're easy to handle if they want to stay. I don't want to make them stay. That's not good. That's called, prison and restraining order and all that stuff.
My husband says, "Put the pie in the basket."
Put the apple pie in the basket.
Speaking of which, I still need to put this as in something in my intro, but here we go.
Put the chicken in the basket.
So great.
Put the chicken in the basket.
Put the chicken in the basket.
Oh, I've seen that movie so many times. Different memes about that movie. I love that. Every time I find a new one, Courtney, I send it to you. I've sent you a couple of them. Couple of short videos about that movie. Just scares me.
I think we have sick sense of humors too. Like
it is, yeah.
It's kind of after a while, and after you've seen the movie so many times, it's just kind of funny. It's sick but funny.
Well, it really makes you think because well, Mr. Jones next door, I know he's a little odd, but what do you really know about Mr. Jones? You understand what I mean? I mean, this James, this guy was living among his neighbors for years, and oh my God, man.
Yeah, so a lot of the time, my wife and I absolutely enjoy watching interrogations and crime investigation and that type of thing. We really enjoy that.
Love that.
Yeah, and you get to see like so much of people. And the thing is, like even when somebody seems like a little bit suspect to you, those sometimes aren't the people that are suspect whatsoever. Like it's the people that are like that seem so like they've got it all together and they seem like everything's fine. And then you see like the interrogation videos and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Would be like that would just you'd walk past and you wouldn't even look twice at the person. I don't know. The human beings are extremely, extremely interesting is all I'm going to say.
Or they can be like the pillar of the community, Those are usually the serial killers. Those are, but a one-time murderer, could be almost anybody, but a serial killer, oh my God, man. He was a choir leader in our church, and he was a Boy Scout leader and all that, and like, I hear you. I really enjoy those crime videos, the actual interviews. You can literally. People are scary, man.
I just recently, I think it was I can't remember if it was on Discover or Hulu. I think it was on Discover. I have Discovery Plus, and I watched a whole series on psychopaths and how you don't know that they're a psychopath.
Right.
And people, it was really good. Like, very.
One of the biggest things about that is they don't know they're a psychopath either. They
No,
think that it's just all this is
they
just
think they're
perfectly
normal.
normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you ask, it's like the person going to the doctor saying, "I think I'm insane. I think I'm a psychopath." The doctor says, "No, you ain't," because if you think you are, you're not.
You're not. That
Um,
means, yeah, I agree.
It means like the rationale is up in your head that these are some crazy thoughts. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the psychopath doesn't have that.
Did you guys ever see that investigation about that pilot in the Canadian Air Force? He was like a bird colonel, pillar of the community. He even flew the Queen of England around and on and on. You know, leadership of the entire air base until he got caught. What a freak! I mean, seriously, they found the body of a female airman dumped, and they traced her body back to him. And when they went into his house, this guy had been doing stuff for a very, very long time because he would observe his neighbors and he'd break into their house and he'd steal the wife's and daughter's underwear and wear it and take pictures of himself. Woohoo! Oh baby, oh buddy.
Hey, Michelle Crochets, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you.
Uh,
Yeah, some of these, I couldn't believe it. Some of these psychopaths, when they were being interviewed, like even the police had a really hard time like figuring out that they were psychopaths. But after they had talked about it for a while, because they'll just, the psychopaths will, like if they killed somebody, they keep denying it and denying it and dying because they rationalize it in their head as to why they did it. And they'll keep denying it and denying it and denying it. And then after a while, they eventually tell on themselves.
You know, they have a way of climbing the social and corporate ladders very easily as well.
True.
There's a way that they're able to camouflage within society on a business level, and they are able to, climb through the hierarchy very easily because they don't have the things that would usually hold people back, like the common courtesies for other people, because they believe that they are completely always just absolutely in the right, no matter what. So it's easy for them to climb ladders because of that.
Yeah.
Now, see, I don't fully agree with that because there's different things when it comes to different states of this psychology that they're put into as psychopaths. Because look at Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't go nowhere in life. He didn't do anything in life, but he killed that many people. It wasn't even funny. And when they finally caught him, he sat in across the table from the officer, said, "Well, I guess I should start from the beginning." And he started telling him about all of these people that he killed. The officer didn't believe him until he got a phone call from the people that were searching his house saying, "Hey, so far we found 15 skulls belong to different people." Then he was like, "Okay, let's start over again."
Yeah, let's take note.
Right? So then he started taking notes on everything. But then there's people like Ed Gein.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, the ghoul, absolute ghoul.
But people loved him.
Ed Gein was very well liked, but he's also, you stop and think, he is also the founder, basically. He's what based most of the horror movies off of.
Correct. And he did.
Chainsaw Massacre. There's a ton of them that's based off of him.
Yeah.
Just because of the stuff he was doing. Hannibal Lecter,
Psycho.
Right? All these things are all just based off of him, and it's the amount of stuff he was doing.
Wow.
Was absolutely crazy when they went into his house.
Yeah. It's really weird that you talk about Jeffrey Dahmer because I live in the area that he lived. I live really close to there, and so it's just like really, it's really. Well, there's still his victims' the parents and stuff. They still live in the area, and the neighbors still live in the next to the house that was. And
have you seen the? There's a few of them out about him, but there was one called the Jeffrey Dahmer Files. And
Is that the recent one that's out?
no, it's an older one. But they actually interviewed one of the ladies that lived next door to him. And she actually ended up having to go in and get psychiatric help after they arrested him, and she found out what he did because he was actually bringing her meat sandwiches every other day.
Oh, I saw that. Oh, that
I
poor
didn't
She
lady.
didn't know. She said to the cops, "We was a really nice guy. He used to bring me sandwiches every day or every other day." And they were like, "What kind of sandwiches was it?" And she said, "It was just meat on it. I don't know. I didn't ask."
True.
This is
I
this
don't
is
feel
true.
hungry anymore, guys.
So
I don't feel hungry anymore.
I didn't know
For
that. I
doing
didn't
something
know
I
he was
appreciate
feeding people.
he was feeding people sandwiches because I guess he had all this extra
Yeah.
Ed
stuff
Gein,
around.
Ed Gein did that too, but he
Yep.
would tell his neighbors that it was venison.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was another one that was caught. I don't know where it was to. I just know that
I
it
would
was
never
a,
eat at another potluck ever again. Just letting you guys know.
There you go.
It was a butcher
Yeah,
that
me too,
was
Courtney.
he was taking homeless people off of the streets and butchering them and selling them to his customers.
That's horrible.
Oh,
I
damn.
know the story, but I don't know who it was or where it was. But I remember that story because I used to watch a whole lot of stuff about crime shows and
The
everything like
Chainsaw
that.
Massacre, was that Ed Gein?
Uh-huh.
That was him, right?
Yep,
That was him.
Leatherface. He used to be wearing when the photograph I saw when they went into, I think it was his barn out behind the house. They had the door open and they took the picture. He
Yeah.
had a person strung up, skinning them.
Like a
He
deer.
had an apron made out of someone's skin, like a full apron. And you could see all the body parts in that. He just kind of basically cut them out, and that's what he was wearing.
You know, one of the faces that he wore, guys, and some of her skin, like his own dead mom's. He went and disinterred her, skinned her thighs and her legs and her torso and her face, and he would wear that around his farm. That's his own dead mother.
Yeah, he was a sick individual.
Woo! 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 Yeah, I won't take any sandwiches from my neighbors. I will.
No.
I make all my own products.
I like that Tammy says on the side. Rebel Gator says, "Let's talk about avocados."
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can talk about food again.
Yeah, no avocados. I mean, I don't like avocados, but we can still talk about them. That's fine. But yeah.
No,
Anyway.
you know, this topic's actually extremely interesting in itself as well.
I dig it.
Yeah, to know the human psychology as well, and to understand it further, and to just look at the way that other human beings have interacted with people. Like, it's unfortunate that I really have major, and I'm just being quite frank about this, but I really have major trust issues. And as I get older, like, fortunately, I actually am learning to trust again now. Like, in a way, I'm learning to, like, that trust can be a really good thing. But it's just I've had so many experiences with people as well, and it's just that you kind of, a person can quickly learn to distrust humanity in general. But the thing is that there are really good people out there, and you've just got to, like, believe in goodness as well. You've got to believe that there's kindness. But this topic alone lends itself to understanding, like, the dark sides of humanity, and you can't have light without darkness. So it's rather interesting.
Well, look at me for an example. I was friendly to one of my neighbors at the last place we lived, and he stalked me for over 6 years.
Yeah, there's very interesting people out there. And not only that, but right now there is I don't know if there isn't enough light in here. Let me see if this helps a bit. Okay, so there's a Netflix series as well where they have that you may have heard of it, where it's that series about
Yes.
you know, the stalker and stuff. And I understand it's got an appeal to it, whatever, but it's just, like, I also understand that it kind of, like, in my vision, the way that I view it, it almost romanticizes that. And because ultimately it appeals to, like, a person wanting to be desired or something, or the ultimate romance, like where a person's infatuated, but that's actually extremely unhealthy. And in a lot of cases throughout, when you look at real cases, there's a lot of times where people have been injured by their spouse and domestic. That's why a lot of investigative cases, the spouse is often the number one prime suspect from the beginning, like until other things, because of passion, crimes of passion, and that type of thing. And it's just like, I don't know, it's rather interesting when you look at the way that people can be. So even though I have major trust issues, and I really do, like,
Me too.
I think, and also and just to get onto SHTF and prepping just for a second, in a lot of disaster scenarios, people, sure, you need to be cautious of people, but it's been incredible to look at like past disaster scenarios throughout the past and see how people have also banded together and come together as well. So you can look at these dark elements of human nature, but you've also got to take into consideration the fact that there's also like absolute goodness out there. And if you try and like, spread that out there, it does kind of have its way of coming back to a person as well. Because karma is great. So
you know what I think though as well, and I'm not saying this is with everybody, but I think YouTube brings out a lot of those kinds of people.
Well,
That's what I've experienced thus far. I think YouTube brings out a lot of people. What they do is they can hide behind their name. You don't really know who they are. And I think a lot of people can just hide behind that and they can be whoever they want to be. I never have that issue because I am always me. But other people just, I mean, I don't get it.
there is a
Well,
deep...
it's just not just YouTube, though.
Yeah. No, it's not just, it's any platform that's like
it's
pretty much Instagram,
Yeah.
too.
Facebook, Instagram, they're all like that. Yeah.
Not even that in real life, in person, like when you meet people, it's so easy to put a facade on. It's so easy to just like wear a mask around people and then just be who they want you to be. And then, it's just because you don't have to be around the person. But the thing is, what you're saying as well, when it comes to the truth, just on the last little, and I'll get off the soapbox here in a second as well. But the thing is that the way that you can be around people, and if you're honest, and you have integrity and you try and you live and you really have word that you value and you are true with your word in all that you say, it is so much more freeing than to have to consistently like have this built up lie base that you do for everybody and different people you approach. Because I used to be a liar. Like I used to lie and fabricate things a lot more in my younger years because of living in poverty, and there's a lot of different reasons, and you want to feel acceptance and that type of thing, and you fabricate things. But my wife actually taught me the value of true, like of really being honest, and I really am so happy that she has done so. She's not in earshot, and she'll never watch this, so I'm not saying it's just so that she can feel great about it or anything. I'm just telling you guys something that's very personal to me because of this. But I'm saying that having a strong level of honesty is the most, you'll find so much freedom within that you can walk around and you can always just be exactly who you need to be, like who is yourself. You never need to like wear these masks. You never need to be different people. You never need to do anything like that. And you just learn to love yourself more when you don't have to build onto these things all the time and wear like, different masks for every different situation and stuff as well.
100% agree.
There's freedom in honesty. That's what I say.
I would caution anyone out there to beware of someone who is a braggart, and that they're lying. That. And I would caution anyone who, I ran into a guy like this in the Air Force. His name was Rick, and he would stutter and stammer before he said anything because he's thinking about the last lie he told before he makes a statement. Watch out for people like that because they're pathological liars. And you cannot trust a habitual liar. You can't trust them. Don't trust them, man.
Somebody that says honesty a lot, or this is honestly this, honestly that, or truthfully this. It kind of is an indicator that, so wait, everything else that you're saying is not. And it's, some people, don't get me wrong, just because somebody says it doesn't mean that they're always a liar. That's not, and it's also bad to paint and generalize people and put them in boxes and stuff like that as well. But it is an indicator for people being deceitful when they say, this is truthfully you know what I mean? Using words like that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, I went in on another channel one time. Now, I've been going to this channel for a long time, but I went in on the channel and the person actually said to me there, they were like, I was told to watch out for you and be wary of you. And I'm like, I'm a member on your channel. And they were like, I've been talking to you for a long time. You're a really nice person. I'm like, okay, thank you.
That's okay. There's lots of people out there
You
that
know?
say the same about me. Like I
Yeah,
was
but I mean, like, it kind of took me a little bit off guard because it's
Mhm.
like, I've been coming to the channel for a long time, and now somebody is. I just think somebody just don't like me for me.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
their prerogative.
well, if you stop putting up with their BS and you cut off their drama,
Yep.
then
They
that
got to try and
all
make
of
it
a
somewhere.
sudden triggers them.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking happened. Is it's just somebody that I've rubbed the wrong way because I'm me. And if you come in and I say it all the time, I say, we can come in, we can sit down, have conversations about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you come into my room and you start causing trouble, I have no problem clicking that little button, kicking you out, and you won't come back.
Right.
Because I don't want it there. Right? And I've done it to people. People come in and right off the bat, they start saying stuff, and it's like, click, goodbye.
Well, you gotta have respect for
Oh.
the channel you're coming to.
Diggs.
Diggs.
Hey.
What's up?
I don't know. He doesn't. All of a sudden, he doesn't have internet. Are you there? I don't know. I can see everybody's internet connection at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you
Yes. No, I can see it too.
Yeah.
It's right next to the speaker.
Yeah, he has minimal.
He's got like one bar.
guys.
At least.
Oh.
Doris, are you comfortable?
Yeah, I made a mistake and got friendly with that one neighbor of mine, and I am a nice guy. I'm very generous and I'm decent.
Mm-hmm.
But that guy really, really set me back for years. I mean, that stalker. I don't know what to say about that. I've said enough. I don't want to think
It's
about
very
it too much.
strange, and I think it's also very rare to have a stalker. I don't think it's as normal, or not normal as.
You see, people stalk you in different ways now because there's so much technology. They don't have to be outside your window looking in.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true too.
Right.
They can be stalking you online and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. But going back to something that Guardian said there a little while ago is about the darkness versus the light. And you can't have the light without the darkness. There's always going to be, and it shows with any big event that happens. And you look throughout history with, I don't want to get into too much of the meaning and stuff, but big, huge events that caused a lot of tragedy. You look at all of the good people that showed up to help out of their own.
Yeah.
Without
True.
anybody asking, without anybody saying,
Yes.
we need help. They just showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there's multiple events of that happening. So it shows that, one person can go out and do something horribly bad to a lot of people, but way more people are going to show up with good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as that's the norm, we're good.
Oh, that's scary, Tammy.
Doris, don't bite. Don't bite.
Yeah.
Don't bite.
You've got to be kind of careful when it comes to the way that people are with that as well, when it comes to certain situations. That cat is adorable.
Don't bite.
Oh, we lost Diggs. Sorry,
I
Diggs.
does this with a glove on and roughhouses with her. And she can bite and use her claws and everything. But when I'm using my hands,
it's a little different.
She's usually pretty good. She won't she'll bite on, but she knows that it's my skin, so you would expect to be all torn up, but I'm not.
We can't hear you, Diggs. We're unable to hear you at the moment. Your mic's not coming through, Diggs. Your video's coming through good though.
Yeah, check
also, I wanted to say that I don't know if you've experienced the bad side of a cat. When we used to help ferals locally as well, because there'd be ferals in the wild in the nature reserve. And if you ever try and assist a feral at all or anything like that, they can be amazingly vicious. Like a cat. Oh, a cat can do so much damage to you. A cat will destroy you more than you'll ever
Okay,
know.
well, she
Diggs,
did
your
get
internet
me.
is great right now.
She did get me once there.
Yeah, but
I
they're
don't need.
feral,
I
yeah.
don't
Oh.
need to see a cat in the walls for a feral cat. All I need is a stranger to come in my house.
Mm.
This cat is so territorial. I had on a heavy leather slipper and someone came in the house and she did not like the person. I couldn't even go handy to her. She hit my foot that hard that it left a mark through the slipper. Right? She was absolutely vicious. And that's why I got a sign up on my front door says beware of cat. I'm not
he's
responsible for injury or death.
back. Now he has internet. I don't know. Try and say something, Diggs.
No,
No.
I think he might be in and out a little bit. He goes from internet to audio. Internet to audio.
Well, thanks you guys for coming up on my panel and everything. I wasn't expecting this many people to come in here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It never changed side.
Before I do, because it's almost 3:00 here in the morning, and I really have loved the conversation. It's been great getting to know you. And Al-Shaf, I don't know if I'm butchering the name, Al-Shafar?
Chief.
Al-Chaif?
Chief, yeah.
Okay, Chaif. Do you have a channel that I can follow at all, anything like that? You've got quite an interesting perspective, and it'd be nice.
Al Chief, my backstep.
Okay. Can a mod just throw that in the chat in the comment section somewhere as well?
Yep, I'll put his link in there.
All right, cool. Thank you. I definitely look forward to following you.
Yeah.
And you and your Siamese cat, of course. And I really enjoyed this panel and the conversation as well. And as always, it's good to chat to you as well, Court and Bob. I really love the company, and CR too, if you're still around. But I'll catch up with everybody soon. Bye for now.
Alrighty. See you later.
Bye.
Sorry, my husband just texted me. My son is sleeping in the other room. So, wait, hold on. Here is Al's link to his page. Link.
Thank you, Courtney. I would drop it, but I likes my green. I likes my green color.
Oh, okay.
It's different. It's like me. It's a little different, you know. There's a few of us out there, but
alrighty.
I was telling her no teeth when I should have been saying no claws. I usually keeps her claws cut, so because she can be a little bit of a. She likes to grab Nicole from behind.
Yeah, cats are cute. I used to have one. It was a Balamese, and she had long hair, and she was like a Siamese cat, but she had really, really long hair. She was really beautiful. It wasn't a she, it was a he. He was freaking huge. He was huge and fat. His name was Chai. His name is Chai, but I called him Muchacha. And Muchacha. And like if you were laying on the couch or something, he'd come up and land on your belly, and he would go like this and knee.
Yeah,
it's so cute.
I sure miss my old cat. When I was out in the workshop, she'd come out. She'd come out of the house just to check on me, you know, like a mama cat. Mm-hmm.
That's
those whiskers.
That's my sister's cat. His name is Jax. He's a long-haired Siamese.
That's so cute.
And I had said, because she got him fixed. And I said, it's too bad you had him fixed because we could have bred them and gotten some more Siamese cats. But That's that. But he looks at you, and when he looks at you, he's got a really grumpy looking face. Like he's just sitting there and he's like, he looks like a grumpy old man when he's looking at you. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that about you.
Yeah, that
You're
sucks.
such a good person, and I hate to see that happen to you. But you know, there's probably
This
better
is a-
opportunities for you somewhere else. Not to sound like one of them people, like, but there's probably better opportunities for you somewhere else. And like, you're an outdoorsy kind of person, and maybe you just need to find where your heart belongs. You know? Like you love being outside, you love being outdoors, you love doing all that stuff, you love fishing, you love canoeing and all of that stuff. So maybe you just need to find something in that area in your neck of the woods. But we all love you and you're always welcome here. And I'm sorry that that's happened to you. Yep. And it's right before spring and summer. You could totally find something else. Plus, you also have your CDL too.
You can do it.
So you can find a job like that. You got this.
You got it, man. You got it. You got this.
You got this.
You got this. We got this. I got this.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah. We love you, Diggs. I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't know.
Well, you didn't tell me, so I don't know either.
I don't know. Shrug. Oh,
But
hi, Al. I didn't say hi to you earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. I probably didn't say hi to you either.
Mutual.
so yeah, what's it like in your neck of the woods right now? Like weather-wise, is it super cold there, Al?
Well, today's high was 32.
Mm.
So it's at that freezing mark. The snow
I think I saw
seems
34.
34.
Yeah, I saw
The
34.
snow seems to be melting back a little bit, but it's still, I won't be able to get out just yet because there's still too many pockets of it where it's really deep.
Yeah.
In my area anyway. And
It was a high of 49 today here all day. And
nice.
It was cold. It was like one of those days, like because it's so it's overcast all the time. So it was so overcast and like the wind blowing, it just like went through you like a damp coldness. I couldn't stand it.
The wind is what makes it bad, see?
Huh?
The wind is what makes it bad.
Yeah.
It's the same here. Today, finally, the
Oh,
wind
okay,
died
okay.
down, so I was able to get out in the garden and mess around.
Yeah, if we didn't have the wind here, the 32, 34 degrees would be fine. You'd be able to go out and walk around and do some stuff, but the wind just whips through and
Yeah.
it saps the heat right out of your body, replaces it with cold.
Yep, it just blows it right off you.
Yeah, it's the same here, guys. Because I mean, it's not as cold here in Seattle as it is up in Canada, but for weeks now, I could go outside for 2 or 3 hours, layered up and everything, and then have to come back in the house and warm up my damn hands, pulling weeds and doing stuff out and gardening, and then go back outside for a few hours. It's just so frustrating, man.
Yeah.
Then the rain comes along with the wind, and that's really miserable. I was like, forget it. I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the house. I'm in the house, man. I'm not going to do this.
Yeah. And today, I hate when the weather, I mean, it could be 20 degrees out and I would feel okay outside, but like sometimes that weather, if it's windy or if it's just that bone chilling cold, like, and it can last all day. Like all day today, I had just been freezing. I was even wearing a hooded sweatshirt. And I was just freezing.
Well, the day before the ice floe came in the harbor, it was actually nice out. There was very little wind. I was walking to the store and I had my jacket all on done, just a t-shirt underneath it, just walking. It was beautiful out. the ice came in, and instantly the harbor turned into a deep freeze.
Oh,
Even without the wind, just the ice in the harbor. I mean, like,
yeah.
because it's not just like frozen water; it's seawater that's now
Yeah.
dropped in multiple degrees because it goes way below freezing before it'll freeze.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the cold that was just radiating up from all of the pack ice that was in the harbor, it was just, you walked outside and it's like, whoa, I'll go back in and dress up before I go anywhere. But it only lasted a few days, and then it moved on. The wind changed and blew it away. Because that's what a lot of people don't realize is it's the wind mostly that affects that, not the current and the tide. The wind pushes the ice around a lot.
Diggs is about to buy some Aquanet and catch it on fire.
What? Never heard of that before. That's a new one on me. Nope.
Okay, guys. Well, I have been on for like an hour and a half, so I was going to go ahead and end the chat. I want to thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, I'm hoping that Melon lets me set this up tonight. It started to do something funky. Oh, it's not doing it now, so I better do it. When I was like putting my cursor over top of where it says the schedule in the chat and all that design and all this stuff, my cursor just kept blinking real fast back and forth, and I was like, I couldn't touch anything. And I know it's not my mouse because I could do it on my desktop and it was fine. It was Melon. So just having some issues, or I couldn't schedule my live or anything like that. So
well, you know what, Courtney, I've been experiencing it since I got here now.
Really?
I'll show you a screenshot. I'll show you a screenshot of my screen. Like, I can't even see what L is showing right now. It just shows me. It doesn't even show me an icon on his side right
weird.
Now.
So I don't know.
I know. I'm with you too. I was just
issues.
like, yeah, because I was trying to change the camera. I'm like, I didn't leave the camera on. What? I was trying to change it to the back.
Yeah.
I was gonna show you guys the snow out here. Then I'm like, why am I on camera? But I'm not trying to. So.
I knew what you meant. As soon as you said Aquanet, I knew you meant Hairspray Diggs. I knew what you meant.
Oh, of course, Courtney would know. That's new to me. I didn't know what that was. I thought we were talking about water. Aqua, what?
Yeah, she's a girl.
Yeah, Aquanet is like is like the hairspray of hairspray. So if you want something to hold and you want it to hold for a long time, you use Aquanet.
Do they still sell that product?
I'm taking notes.
I think they do it like the dollar stores and stuff.
Oh, that was big back in the 70s from my mom's crowd.
The movie Hairspray. Remember that?
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna do with my beard. I'm
oh my god!
Like this or something.
Are you sharing it, or will not let you share? CR.
Well, it doesn't matter. I was just not show the snow, but it's not a big deal.
All right, guys. I am gonna end the chat. Sorry. I want to thank you guys for coming in, hanging out with me tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thanks for having us on.
For Turds Day. I'm interviewing Star, so please come in. It'll be fun, and we will see y'all soon. Bye bye.